Hello everyone, welcome to our channel. And today's story is of a serial killer who had committed 93 murders and who made a sketch before the murder. And the FBI declared that serial killer as the America's most dangerous serial killer. According to the record of FBI, this serial killer from 1970s till 2005 for about 35 years, not one or not two and not even 10-20, but had committed 93 murders, and his victims were mostly women. So this serial killer name is Samuel Little. This was the name of that dreaded murderer who died at the age of 80 by rubbing his heels in a California hospital on December 30, 2020. But before dying, even if the FBI was shocked to hear the revelation made by Samuel Little about his crime to the FBI in America, the name of Samuel Little is considered no less than as a horror because he is called the god of hell for the poor, helpless and destitute humans. The secret of the murderer started to open with the DNA test. Little was arrested in Kentucky in 2012 on a drug count. After being caught by the police, when Little DNA test was done, there was a clue of his involvement in a many dreaded murders. The criminal life of a Samuel Little, once a professional boxer in his time, was uncovered when the police got him DNA tested. In America, from armed robber to heinous crime like rape and murder, many mysteries went on getting solved one after the other. After initially matching her DNA, the murders of 3 women in Los Angeles country between 1987 and 1989 were solved in a jiffy. However, during interrogation, Little denied those murders. But later when he started confessing his crime, then hundreds of pages of police diary were filled while recording his crimes. Before the murder, he used to make the sketches of his victims. According to FBI officials, Little initially refused to admit his crime, but when FBI officer interrogated him continuously for more than 700 hours, Little confessed of his crime. And after that, the process of giving information about the murders started, then ended with the whole 93 murders. The most shocking thing was that Samuel told FBI officer about some of the murders committed by his own hands, about which even the police themselves did not know anything. After confessing his crime, Samuel provided the names and address of his victims as well as their sketches to the police. All these sketches were made by Little himself. According to Lisa officials, Little was not only fond of making sketches, but he was also a good sketch artist. Therefore, before killing his victim, he also used to make their sketch. Apart from this, he also told the FBI officers where he hid the goods he robbed during his criminal life and in which part of the city he had committed the murder. He also told the police everything about the disposal of the dead body after the murder. According to the US police officers, Little often preyed on the city nightclubs. Girls coming out of pubs, his target were mostly women and girls. Especially he used to make sex workers or drug addicts his victims. He used to lure them to their destination by luring them in their need. First he used to make her drowsy, then he used to make sketches of her, and then he used to rape her. After that, he used to beat them to death with his strong punches. In order that the victim does not survive under any circumstance, he used to strangle his throat. When old police records were matched with Little confession, it was found that there were neither any knife mark nor any deep wounds on all the corpses. This was the reason that in many cases the police could not solve the murder mystery because most of the women could not bear the blow of Little and lost their senses. Samuel would then strangle them to death and throw the corpse into a garbage dump, empty garage, or a deserted street, due to which it was not easy for the police to solve the mystery of his death. According to FBI officials, it was admitted by the Little himself that he had made such women his victim about whom a very few people searched. She belonged to that section of the society who mostly avoided to going to the police, or they had no reason to go to the police. The police heard the story for the first time from the murderer about many murders. Most prolific serial killer. About the murders that Samuel Little confessed, the FBI officers shared all the details on social media, including the year of Little murder and the sketch about the woman who was a victim of the murder. Then to the police, many starting facts came to the light which matched the information given by Samuel Little. After committing many crimes, Samuel also began to feel that he could never be caught by the police. In fact, his victims were often prostitutes whom no one came forward to look for. In such situation, he started to feel that no one has any account of his victim and no one is looking for him with their accounts. Little confessed to 93 murders, but police found evidence of 60 women murdered according to the description, whereas there were 33 much murder about which the police did not know anything except the confession of Samuel Little. According to a Texas police officer, Samuel Little committed many crimes in many cities of America, but he carried out most of the murder in the areas of Florida and California. Samuel had told the police officer during interrogation that he had also committed some of the murders in the back seat of his car, especially those women who, after being mostly drunk, used to stop him from doing arbitrage and used to have tantrums in going with him. A very hot-tempered Samuel Little met anyone with great love and affection and was always smiling. Samuel himself had confessed that after the murder he used to laugh a lot after seeing his victim dead and then he used to hide him. According to the records recorded in the FBI, Samuel had killed many women and buried their bodies by digging a pit in the forest. And these were mostly murders about which the police knew nothing before Little told him, which was confirmed by the police after searching the place mentioned by Samuel himself. At the age of 16, he had committed a crime for the first time. Whatever is recorded in the FBI records about Samuel's early life is no less shocking. Samuel Little was born in 1940 in Reynolds. According to Samuel information, his mother was a prostitute herself. And after Samuel was born, his mother changed cities and she moved from Reynolds to the city of Lorient. But after handing Samuel over to his grandmother, his mother left him. Samuel, who studied at Hawthorne Junior High School, was very weak in reading and writing. Due to failing in bad association in childhood, he never felt like studying, but he used to spend time only with women older than him. At the age of 16, Samuel Little was sent to a correctional home for assaulting his teacher. After leaving the correctional home, Samuel moved to his mother in Florida. In Florida, he started working as an ambulance attendant. During this job, he committed different types of crime in many cities of America. He started stealing things from the shop, fraudulently started grabbing people's money. He was caught by the police many times while driving while intoxicated, but he first committed the heinous crime when he was involved in an armed robbery. And from here, he made the world of crime his own. Rape and robbery became his daily routine. Police was arrested 26 times in 11 states of America. By 1975, Little was caught by the police about 26 times in 11 states of America. During these cases, like attempt to rape, cheating, assault on government employees, theft, and assaulting someone in anger were registered against him. In 1982, Little was jailed for the first time for murder in the Pascagoula, Mississippi. He was charged with the murder of 22-year-old Melinda Rose Lapre, but due to lack of evidence, the grand jury refused to accept the charge against him. However, the jury ordered to continue the investigation of the case. After this, Little was deported and sent to Florida. In Florida, Little was charged with attempted murder of 26-year-old Patricia Ann Mount. An eyewitness also testified against him in a court that he had last seen him with Samuel on the night. Mount went missing, but in January 1984, the court released Little after the credibility of the witness was found to be doubtful. After leaving the prison, Little went straight to California. In October 1984, Samuel was again caught by the police. He was charged with kidnapping, assaulting, and strangling 22-year-old Lori Barros. All thought Lori Barros was alive. Only a month later, police found an unconscious woman in the back seat of Samuel's car who had been beaten up and tried to strangle her. And incidentally, this was the same place where the incident with Barros took place. For these two crimes, Samuel had to spend 2.5 years in prison. But on September 5, 2012, Little was caught by the police at the homeless shelter in Louisville. After being caught here, the police took him into California, where his DNA test was done, and then the raw list of his crime of the past several years came into front of the police. But once Samuel's mouth was opened to confess the crime, it kept on opening again, and the story of 93 murders came in front of the police, one after the other. Samuel Little was a heart patient along with diabetes. Apart from this, he was also surrounded by many diseases, due to which he used to use a wheelchair at the last moment. He was in jail since 2014, but when his condition worsened due to his illness, he was sent to a hospital in California for treatment. Little died on 30 December 2020 in the same hospital. He was sentenced to 3 life sentences in the different cases of murder, but his life ended before the sentence was completed. And this is the end of our story today. If you liked our story, then please like and subscribe our channel and share our video.